James Melendez. These wines are next from the producer Le Cadeau from Willamette Valley. This is from Chehalem Mountains. And so we'll talk about these 3 Pinot Noir next. Stay tuned to get my thoughts, impressions, and point score on each of these wines. So be sure to give a like and subscribe to this channel. A really fantastic ensemble coming from the estate in Chehalem Mountains. I'll show you the first bottle up here. This is the red label. This is a 2021 vintage. Here's a back label for you to look at here. This is 245 case production, and the following clones are input into this producer's wine. This is 114, 115, 667, 777, Calera, and Vosny Romani 122, 30% whole cluster fermentation, and 11 months in, 30% new French oak, 13.3% ABV. And so I like, first of all, I'll talk about clones just for a moment. That is, clones I think do matter, especially in Pinot Noir. And I would say many producers, a lot of producers have, I would say, a nice spice box. And I'll just use that air quotes because there are so many inputs in terms of what Pinot Noir clones do and give to the wine itself. Now, I think there is some remarkable qualities in terms of, say, Pinot Noir clones. Now, this producer has a nice selection of clonal material to work with and to produce elegant, beautiful, sculpted wine. So here we go with this wine. Now, this is the nose. First of all, be sure to serve this in a nice glass. Perhaps this glass itself, which is a Grand Cru Riedel, which I love, but definitely a burgundy glass will be just fine for this. So what I like about this wine is I'm able to, envelop this wine, enjoy this wine, especially because of the design of this wine glass, but also because the wine is quite outstanding. So what I love about the nose here, it's a fresh mix of red and black bramble, a bit of dense forest notation, suede notes, a character of spice, as well as an uplift of violets. And next, the palate characterization. Quite a lovely capture of morello cherry, clove, pepper, spice, and mineral, and this really gives that very nice evocation. I think the maceration on this is just optimum. And to me, I'm getting a character of fruit and not over macerated fruit. And I think it's a really nice ensemble. It's a nice orchestration. In fact, all these wines are, I would say, nicely orchestrated and absolutely delightful on palate and nose and overall experience. So this wine is 94 points out of 100 points. And next is the Côte wine. Now here is the tan label called Côte, meaning the eastern portion blocks of the estate. Front label, 21 vintage. Back label for you to look at here. And so 195 case production. Clonal materials 114, 115 Dijon and Pommard. 11 months in French oak and 13.5% ABV. And so when I look at numbers like this, it's not just about numbers, it's about the totality of the wine itself. So you have a lower ABV, which is not possible from some Pinot Noir New World regions. It just doesn't, it's never going to happen. And also there's a character of the characterization of this being the fine clonal material, really nice sculpted fruit, the vinification, and so it does come out quite nicely. I'd say that's a nice medium garnet colorization, which I don't want it overly extracted. I never want a black Pinot Noir, though I do see some. Maybe they're not black, but they're very, very dark. So this is that optimum point. So it's a bit of clarity I can see through the wine itself, which I definitely want to see. In addition to that, I definitely think it's a nice capture of this particular estate. So here we go. Now the nose is giving a character of concentrated bramble notes, earth, mushroom, suede, and spice notes. Next is the palate characterization. So what I love about this wine is a nice capture of bright acidity, red cherry, clove, a very nice savory core, which I very much appreciate, and a graphite mineral forward character. What I get from that ultimately, and I get a lot of that from Oregon, is that savory as well as mineral characterization, which I really want, and definitely delivered on this one. Now this wine is a $60 price point, 94 points. Now here's a black label, the reserve wine, Pinot Noir 2019 vintage. Here's a back label for you to look at here. And so this wine, the grapes are being sourced from the eastern and southerly blocks of the estate itself. The clonal identity on this, a clonal material, is Mount Eden, Swan, Hansel, and Vosny Romani. So there's a lot to get from this wine. It is completely sculpted, beautiful. So this is my favorite of the Pinot Noir that they do produce. And so this is a 13.2% ABV, 19 months in French oak. And so here we go with tart red cherry, morello cherry, red tea notes as well as spice and warm earth in autumn time, as well as a bit of deep, rich red floral note. Next is the palate characterization. So this definitely has a nice acidity. This one is even more vivid and more present, and I think it's absolutely delightful. So notes of red and black cherry notes, as well as clove, white pepper, dried herbs, and graphite. This one is 95 points out of 100 points. So if you haven't tasted Oregon Pinot Noir, do yourself a favor. This is a great producer to start from. Look up this website and place an order for at least one bottle to taste from. So I think this really gives that, I would say that very much desire of having sculpted, optimum, well-produced, identifiable Willamette Valley Chehalem Mountains. So share this video with somebody who loves Oregon wines and or Pinot Noir wine. So thank you for doing that. I do appreciate it, and I will see you very soon. And please give a like, subscribe to this channel, questions and comments down below. More information on the producer will be listed down below. I will see you very soon. Santé.